Hi, I'm Lou, and today we're going to compare the TrailMaster to the Coleman B200RSV.
Let's take a quick look at the Coleman lineup. In 2020, they came out with a great mini bike called the RB200. In 2023, they renamed it to the B200R and painted it red. They also created the B200 that upgrades to an LED headlight and adds a front brake and torque converter. Improving on that, they created the B200RSV with those same features, but also includes an anti-vibration engine mount and rear suspension. Today we're looking at the RSV.
So right off the bat, we can see the RSV is a smaller bike. It's 5 inches shorter, the handlebars are 6 inches lower, and the seat is 3 inches down. RSV ground clearance is about 5.5 inches to that kickstand mount, while the TrailMaster is closer to 8 inches. 10-inch front shocks on the RSV versus 11.5 on the TrailMaster. 9.5 back shocks on the RSV and 10 on the TM. 160 pounds here and 162 over there. They're both running 196cc engines, both with stock headlights, but this one's LED. Both have hydraulic rear disc brakes. The RSV also has a front brake, and my TrailMaster doesn't, but the Hurricane version does. Most mini bikes have motors that are hard mounted to a steel frame. This is actually mounted to a subframe and has rubber isolators front and back, and so does this. This is an anti-vibration feature that leads to a much smoother ride. The RSV also adds rubber grommets here where they're hard mounted over there. The chain is on the left side of the TrailMaster like most mini bikes, whereas the RSV is on the right side. This has decorative plastic fairings here, and this one has decorative metal ones here. The TrailMaster comes with cruiser and trail pegs, whereas the RSV comes with one center mount. More rounded fenders and a fake gas tank for a smoother look. No fake gas tank and angled fenders for a more rugged look. Both have rear racks, but this is a little more practical with its rectangular shape. Knobby tires over here versus V-tread here. There's a pretty noticeable difference right here. I'm only measuring 11mm axles on the RSV and 14mm on the TrailMaster. This means the TrailMaster has 50% stronger axles front and back. Under the cover, both bikes have a 3/4 inch drive shaft and a 30 series torque converter with ball bearing idlers. One major difference I didn't notice until I took things apart a little bit. That's a 10-tooth sprocket up there and a 46-tooth there for 4.6x gearing. Over here, we have a 9-tooth and a 50-tooth for a 5.6x gearing. I'm not saying either is better or worse at this point, but it's a very curious difference. While the RSV arguably has a cooler looking seat, the TrailMaster is more comfortable. It's 13 inches wide versus 9. The edge is soft and rounded versus more squared off and hard. And while they are both curved front to back, the really important thing is the seating area here is completely flat, whereas here it's concave. This is a far better seat than any of the previous Colemans, but this, that was also used on the Baja Warrior, is still the king. We've got them both outfitted with black box dynos, and let's take a look at the stats. We'll start with the Coleman. Here are those run results. And now the TrailMaster. And here are those results. So in our trial runs, it looks like the RSV and TrailMaster both reached about 30 miles per hour, but the RSV did it in 6 seconds versus 7. The RSV held a constant 4,000 RPM, whereas the TrailMaster ramped up to a little over and then jumped down, probably because of a not very well oiled CVT, and then back up. With the CVT, you have a torque peak in low gear and high gear. With the RSV, we're a little over 5 here and a lot over 5 there. And on the TrailMaster, the torque is below 5 on both. A similar story in horsepower. The first peaks are about the same, but the second peaks are higher in the RSV. The RSV did better in gearing by getting all the way down to a 6.3, whereas the TrailMaster ended up at 7.3. The RSV beat the TrailMaster in pretty much every stat. We've got 5.7 seconds on the 0 to 30 there and 6.9 over there. Top speed of 31.4 and only 30.9 there. Gearing we talked about. This one actually did it in less RPMs, higher torque, and higher horsepower. After being out for a while on both bikes, I have to say the TrailMaster is definitely a more comfortable ride, and a lot of people complain about V-tread tires, and I totally agree. They feel very squirrely. So on final analysis, these are both very good bikes. This one has better ground clearance for trails and is, I'd say, slightly better built with those axles. Over here, this one has a better engine and better gearing, and if you want a lower seating, that's the way to go. While this has the extra front brake, it's a feature that's only used on the toughest of trail riding, and if I were to get this mini bike, I wouldn't pay extra for it. Lastly, hats off to Coleman for finally coming up with a bike that can compete with TrailMaster. If you like that little dyno, check it out at blackboxdyno.com. Please join my Mini Bike Newbies Facebook group, and thanks for watching.